Okay, I think you can see everything, including a chair. You can use chair or blocks. A couple of weeks ago, we worked from the Warrior 3 to Chandra, the tipped over sideways one, then stepped back into some warriors. Then we did some twisted stuff. Some of you thought it was quite a bit of a challenge. So today we're going to do something similar, not exactly the same, but we're going to use a chair, which might give you more balance or stability and also options. So if you need the higher side of the chair, because we're also going to do pyramid pose, which is an opening for the hamstrings. And so a chair might be useful. I have my mat if you need a blanket or a towel or a pillow to sit on. I'm back, as you can see, at Mercer Island. Have my in-person yoga guests with me. And so we'll do our practice, not our perfect today. Every time you come to practice, there might be something different going on with your body. And so I say honor that. I don't see why we would push through things when our knower is saying, oh, you should be a little careful. So I encourage that. That said, if you can do more, let's do more, because we tend to step back with like, no, 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 no. So be bold when you can. I'm going to sit on my mat. We'll come to Samasthiti. We're going to do a little walking thing when we stand up that will might be interesting, because it's going to give us the proprioception to find our balance when we're on one foot. So you can sit on your knees, you can sit on your bum, you can sit in a chair, you can sit Sukhasana. Oh, so I'm going to see how my body feels. I came to rake leaves and blow leaves off my roof. I did. So I'm going to see how my back, my shoulders, my knees, and everything's are feeling. And you should do the same. So supporting yourself either with your hands on your knees, which can give some support to the back, or using your hands floated up in a mudra gesture, that might work. And then, as we know, to sit properly using our muscles, ligaments, and tendons to hold our frame up. Mula Bandha, the action of Uddiyana, the spine lifting because gravity is constantly jamming us down. So just feel that lifting. Maybe move your head and shoulders around so you're not becoming rigid. Lift through the crown of the head. The eyes can be open to take in your surrounding, or lowered, or even closed if you wish. So this is where you simply attend to your breath. And sometimes there's congestion, so you work through that either by using a tissue or breathing through your mouth, or eventually, as we warm ourselves up, you will find the breath may be a little easier. As you become aware of the breath, also be aware of your body's response to the breath. You can breathe silently, though your body still will expand and contract. So let's make more of that abdominal pressing in to expel the air out. So drawing that abdominal wall in, feeling that pressure, expel the air from the lungs. And then when you take a nice breath in, the belly opens up. And as you're sitting, setting some intentions. So maybe my practice will just be in joy and happiness. Maybe it needs to be a little deeper. Maybe it just means I'm going to pay attention. Maybe it's all about the breath. And then joining the palms together, where we pause to adjust the attitude into one of gratitude. And then if you flutter your eyes open, let's rub the hands together and create a little energy. And take the warmth that you're generating from your hands and rub it around your knees, wherever your knees are and in whatever position your knees are. Just kind of rub them around the knees. Love and attention, especially in the winter months. Come back and rub those hands again vigorously together. You can feel the friction create the warmth, the energy. And this time we're going to do the shoulders. It's a little easier if you cross your arms, but you can do it this way and rub across, or you can cross, a little easier to do it that way. And then one more time we'll get down to our phalanges, our toes, our feet. But you know what they say, cold feet, warm heart. So, and then go ahead and expose your feet and just let your hands go over. How are the tootsies? Are they a little on the chilly side? And we're going to attend to the feet today, not necessarily working on them. Okay, Bandha Konasana. So now I've moved the bottom of my feet together at whatever distance you want. And if you want to sit on a blanket, it tends to move you out of this position and up into this position. So if there is tightness in your body, again, it doesn't matter if your knees are here because that's where they go, or if they're a little more open. But do try and get that spine up toward the sky, and do use the hands on your shins as we begin this hinging motion of breathing in and moving the heart forward and then back. So just on your own terms, moving forward and back, taking in the sensations that you have. For some, it's going to be the back. For some, it's going to be the hips, maybe even for some knees. So just take in this very gentle hinging motion, pretty foundational. And now let's turn it into like a seated cat and cow. So when you go back now, do round the back, scoop in through the belly, bow the head, feel the broadness through the shoulders. And then as you come to sit nice and tall, use your hands to express the heart, coming forward. And then rounding back and going forward. Again, you may want a little more time in one place or another. You have that freedom. Oh, I'm feeling the work my muscles did from holding the blower yesterday. So this is all good. Pause center here, and let's put the hands behind and lift up the heart. So again, I'm nice and tall. I'm going to stretch my feet out in front, and so that you can see my feet, I'll turn sideways. So again, my hands are behind to keep my back straight, and we'll be working in hamstrings today in a couple of ways. We're going to open them, stretch them, but then we're going to lay down, put the feet on the chair. I think we did this last week. And we're going to do some elevation, not so much for the glutes, though that's a good thing, but also a little more for working the hamstrings as well. So I'm going to look at my feet, flexing and pointing. That means pulling my feet back and forth a few times. So Mula Bandha, the action of Uddiyana, the lifted heart, and the focus more outward. I know oftentimes we need to look down, just see what's going on, but just try and keep your head in a neutral position for the spine. All right, stretching into our back. Drop one leg in of your choosing, it doesn't matter. It can either be at the ankle or the calf or the knee or high in the thigh. Once again, sit up nice and straight. This extended leg, the foot stays up, and then as you Uttanasana, lead with the heart, and don't worry how far you go. This is about the back of the leg. I know you could go further if I let you round and go backwards, but this isn't that. This is this. So lead with the heart, not with the head. If you just happen to be the person who say, yeah, this is in my vocab, I can do this, go ahead, bring those hands forward as you lay the body upon the thigh. Big breath through the back side of your body. And with support from bandhas and hands, rise up, and then we'll make that transition to the other leg. You may find a little discrepancy. Maybe you have your foot somewhere else on your leg. Begin the hinge forward. Be very curious about your poses today. Rather than just trying to look like the pose, really try and give yourself that experience of, am I feeling the hamstring? Is this a pull in my back? Should I stop going further forward? Should I go further forward? And then once you get there, focus on the breath through your backside. Engage through your bandhas and bring yourself all the way up. And we're going to lay on your side just so that you can see me. It doesn't matter which side. We're going to open through the front of the thigh. So we bring our knees forward. You can be on your elbow elevated or lay all the way down. You've done this before, so the top leg comes up, slide the hand over the knee, down the shin to the ankle, and then holding the leg, relax your leg. You're going to feel the top leg drop down onto the bottom leg. And so that you don't knock yourself over, you're going to lean forward as you pull the heel back towards your bum in a way that is not painful but is meaningful to your thigh. So the movement from your hip down to your knee, maybe leaning forward more if that's appropriate, or just staying upright. The weight of your leg is heavy. If you let go, it would fall. You may also feel a slight pull in the anterior of your shoulder. That's always a good opener. Now as I come up, I'm going to let that top leg come either in front of the shin or in front of the knee, and then work my way up to sit in what would be the half fish pose. You're going to see if you can drop that hip down. If that doesn't happen without your foot popping up, that's okay. Slide the foot back around your knee. Whichever knee is up, the opposite arm holds it up. The other hand goes behind as you sit nice and tall, propped up on both your hip bones. And then the shoulder of the bent knee draws back. You turn toward the bent leg. Now you may be looking away from you. You can look to the side or maybe a little bit behind. Just an easy twist. There you go. As you return center, lay on your other side. Again, it's the other side, and then we're going to do the same thing. So if you can't see, that's okay. Top leg comes up, grab hold of the ankle, heavy, heavy leg. Lean forward as you draw the heel towards your bum and the thigh back. Heavy, heavy leg. Again, noticing a discrepancy or maybe similarity. Bringing that top leg forward and either putting the foot in front of the knee or over the thigh, and then work your way up to a seated position. You'll be lopsided at first, so work that other hip down or move the leg. Opposite hand, opposite leg. The knee that's in front is the arm that goes behind, and you turn your body to the bent knee. Sometimes there's popping and cracking. And you return back center. So just a little lubrication, coming onto all fours. So I'm on my hands and my knees, and if you need to double up, we're on carpet here. But if you need a pillow or a blanket or something under your knees, palms or knuckles, and just come to all fours. We're going to move into a hovering, what you might know as the bear pose. So turning the toes under, and if you cannot do this because your toes are not bendy, you can be on the tops of your feet. All I want is the knees to elevate an inch or two. So you can do that from the top of the feet, or if possible, I love working my bendy toes, and then look beyond the tips of your fingers so your head isn't drooping. And you're just hovering above the mat. Not too high, not too low. Finding your breath. Check in with Mula Bandha. Ascertain where the challenge is. Is it in the strength of your arms like it is for me? Is it in your core? Is there something else going on? 2 breaths. Soften the knees, release back to a child's pose of your own making. Modify if your knees don't like to compress. Arms can be extended or folded. So instead of feeling hard, you now want to feel long, and you can wiggle and squirm. Okay, let's come back up and do that again. If you think your wrists are a little tired, you know the knuckles do work. So get yourself lined up, shoulders over hands, knees under your hips, toes are the top of the feet, knees up. Focus on your breath to support and sustain your position. Watch out for droopy heads. Four breaths. Moving into your last breath, you move back to that child's pose, which is always available during your practice if you ever need it. But understand the difference between when you're efforting and when you're resolving. So now you're resolving. Your body said, oh, it's nice not to be all nice and tight. So take that in. And we're going to come up to a standing position. Again, try not to use the hands as you come up, but if you do, you do. So now we're going to get into a walking balance. So I'm going to use the length of my mat. And actually, in this case, being on carpet is good, not being on a hard floor. So stay on your mat, and we're going to do a very mindful walk. We used to do this. I remember we used to do this in our group classes. Walking is going to be done with your heel, the ball of your foot, and your toe. And then when it comes up behind, the heel, the ball, and the toe. So walking forward is heel, ball, toe, lifting up, heel, ball, and toe. And we're going to take itty bitty, super slow steps. And you're going, oh, I'm just going to walk. This will be nothing. So I become the mountain, which we know is very supportive, the bandhas, the chest, and not looking down. You're not going to trip on anything. If you were to wonder, so what are we doing? We're going to walk forward in that heel, ball, toe, lifting the back heel, ball, and toe. Taking a very small step, just striking my heel, ball, and toe. Raising my back heel through the ball, lifting my toe. Then you're left on that one foot for an instant as you breathe while being mindful. And you'll end up at the front of the mat, and when you get there, just pause for me and I'll meet you there. Once you've reached the front of the mat, we're going to walk backwards in a mindful way. This time you're going to go down from the toe, the ball, and the heel of the foot. So there's my toe, I drop the ball, I press the heel. Now the toe of the front foot, the ball of the front foot, the heel lifts up, and I step back. So it's all toe, ball, heel in this case. Touch the toe, touch the ball, touch the heel. Lift the toe, lift the ball, lift the heel. And once you reach the end of the mat, I'm going to have you do that one more time on your own terms, going forward and back. And as you do it, be aware of if there is a need. For example, as you're going forward, you feel the need to put the foot down faster than under the slow, mindful control. It might surprise you. I don't know. So when you're ready, just go ahead and do your walking forward with breath. So if I went faster, it'd be easier. My body would be able to recover from any wobbliness. If I go slower, it takes more time, more awareness. And for some, walking backwards is a freaky thing. So as long as you're feeling the mat under your feet, you know you're safe. Keep breathing. When you end up where you began, pause. Be Tadasana, be the mountain. Check that you're not falling into your usual body pattern. So now face the long end of your mat, even if you have to turn your head to see me. And we're going to do some lateral walking. So as you look down the length of your mat, it might help to have your arms to the side for balance. You're going to step apart, so you're going to take a lateral stride. Then the leg that's the next one to move is going to go behind you, and with your arms to the side, you'll know that you're not twisting. Then you'll step again to the side, and then you'll step one more time behind. You'll only be able to do about 2. Then you'll step back to the side, cross behind, pause, catch your balance, step open again, and then at the end of the mat, cross one more time. So go ahead and proceed again. Now this one might feel even more challenging. As you step out and behind, finding that sense of control with breath. For more challenge, join the hands overhead. So the body should be facing the long end of the mat, not letting it turn or twist. You'll probably go one more time to get back to that beginning side. And when you get there, come to Tadasana and move toward the center or the front end of your mat. So you may have found the second one to be a little more squirmy. It's like you're here, okay, that's good. Then I go here, then I step out of it, and that's okay. Your body is just finding its way in space. Plus we got a little bit of a side twist. All right, so a little more for the feet. So this is the awkward pose. You can be at the front of the mat. I'm just facing you, so I'm on the long side. So I'm gonna do right knee, right arm. Bandhas and breath. When ready, left knee up, bend. Now, if your knees allow, go a little lower. If that doesn't work, then stay high. Gaze off your fingers, soften through the shoulders, and breathe. As we drop the heels and the arms, the hips go forward, the hands come from behind. Take a lovely breath, watch out for your walls, join the palms together overhead, and bring the hands into the heart, quieting yourself. And this time we do the other side. So left arm forward, bend the left knee as the heel rises. Ascertain your bandhas, and then when ready, onto the right, heel up and the right arm forward. Stay high, go low as you wish. Try and be on the highest part of the balls of the feet. Gaze down the fingertips. Drop the heels, drop the arms, press the hips forward, let the arms come from behind. Inhale. Lovely breath, palms together and at your heart. And we set our intentions for one more time. So you have a choice, any arm. So you can go back to the right or you can do the left again. And become the awkward pose. Bandhas and breath, softness through shoulders, a little bit of wobbling, and nothing bad will happen if you step out of it. Drop the heels, drop the arms, do the body weave. Palms together and hands at your hips, separate the feet. If you're on the short end of the mat, your toes might be off a little. So a little hula, and notice the sacrum. So notice how that low back is beginning to respond to you, and go the other way. Let's move into the bookshelf pose, and also be mindful as we do this that when we get to pyramid, there are some commonalities. So the hands down the thighs, the feet are parallel, the chest goes forward. Lean into your toes, pause with the hands above the knees, and make that bookshelf. So this is a good one because it really feeds into so many other poses that we do with our legs further forward, pyramid pose, crescent pose. Drawing the shoulders down as you express the heart outward, looking not down but more out, and then lean a little more in your toes. And for some, the hamstrings will already begin to bark at you. But for others, if you want to go over the knees and down toward the shins, keeping that support for your back, hinging at your hips. Anyone who wants to go to ankles or all the way to the mat, feel free. So then we're going to bend the knees and turn the heels inward. Prop the forearms onto the thigh as you drop the hips and slowly cast your gaze more forward. This is a modified squat, but for anybody who can drop into that full squat with the hands at your heart. If this works, do this. If this doesn't work, stay with your forearms on your thighs. As we retreat, we bring the hands back to our thighs, lift the hips up, move those feet outward. So if you're on the floor, that's fine. And then bend your right knee, put both hands on the right thigh. As you go in to feel the inner thigh or adductor, the body weight is forward over the thigh. You can keep your hands on your leg. Some of you might put the hands on the floor. Some of you might drop a little further. Just go to where you feel the space from your pelvis down to your knee. On your own terms, go to the other side so the hands can either walk across the floor or transition over onto your left leg. Hips are back, chest is forward. And then just sink into that inner thigh. We all find it at a different space. You might find yours sooner or need a little more. Check on bandhas. As we return center, hands on the thighs, imagine that giant pillow between the legs to give support to the back. Put the thumbs on the small of the back and slowly rise up. Be aware of your blood pressure transitioning. You may want to keep your eyes down as you slowly bring them forward. Option is to take a back bend. For those who have vertigo issues, you don't have to look up, but you can look up or not. As you right yourself, you should feel like you're not spinning or anything. Release the hands and walk your feet together. And we're going to bring one knee into our chest and hold it with both arms. And then switch and do the other side. So this isn't a sustained hold. So you may feel that you have control of this, or you may feel like you're just doing this. So just figure that out. Just pull it up and then pull it up. It may be helpful if you stare at something and not look around. When you look around, it puts more chaos into your ability to find itself balancing. And pause, come to Tadasana. So ascertain the warmth of your body and maybe the issues that it may or may not have, and we'll go through a little bit of flow. We're going to be facing the end of the mat. Doesn't matter which end, I vacillate between this and the other. So come to Tadasana at the end of the mat. Options as you need. The arms lift on the breath in, hands to the heart, hips go back, modified chair pose. Stand on your right foot, move the left foot back. Keep leaning forward until the hands can come to the mat and you're in the low lunge. Keep wiggling the foot backs, keeping the right knee, we're all back with our left leg. And we're going to drop the back knee, not to rest on it, but just see if we can lightly touch it and then release. If the knee doesn't touch the mat, that's okay. Just bend the knee a little bit, but then I want you to go back to straight. Understanding the difference between a bent knee and a straight leg. That sounds funny, I know, but I'll explain in a little bit. And this time, keep the legs straight, lift the hips up, bend the back knee, push off, step up. Come back to chair pose modified with hands at heart. And by modified, I mean you're more leaning forward than I normally prefer. And now you stand on your left foot as the right foot goes back, lean forward. So you wiggle, wiggle, wiggle until it's easy for you to put the hands down. So this is your modifier of understanding how deeply we need to step with our legs, and that might be breaking some habits for some of us. And as you're able, soften the knee and straighten the knee. Again, if it touches the ground, great. It doesn't, go and stay with weight. Find your breath. So the next time the back leg is straight, you lift up the hips, bend the back knee a little so you can push off. As you release the arms, come all the way up, watch blood pressure, join the palms together, and hands at the heart. Back to your modified chair pose with a hinge forward. Again, standing on the right leg, left leg goes back, keep going, but then drop your heel. So you've now set your warrior position, your body is forward, you've got lots of stability. So I'm gonna let the arms extend forward, knowing this is my warrior one, and that my shoulders and hips should be facing the short end of my mat. I have my palms together as I'm gonna pull the arm, left arm with the left leg back, and it turns me into warrior two with like a bow and arrow. Then I'll release and bring the shoulders and hip forward, draw back, and release. So I would suggest you keep looking forward and release. So this is moving from warrior one to warrior two. Be aware that the front knee stays committed and doesn't, as you turn, it doesn't turn. So it's the torso that's turning. Almost think of your hand bringing your shoulder back. And last time. And now I'm going to open the arms to the side, flip the back heel up, and come to crescent pose. This is where I want that back knee straight. And it might feel more natural to do that, but this is where a lot of people often go with a little softness. So keep that knee nice and straight. Next, we take a breath and the arms go overhead. Exhale, come down into a plank position, which can be the hands and toes or the hands and the knees with the chin up and the elbows in, and we lower to the mat. Relax the feet. You know, baby cobra, cobra, or up dog, your choice. And lower down. Toes under, hips up. You can keep the knees down or lift your thighs up and do your best to press off the mat and into your downward dog. If downward dog isn't happening, child's pose is fine. In this downward dog, we're going to walk so that one knee bends and one leg straightens gently. Then both heels will go up. Take a breath in. Breathe out, bend the knees, sit back, look forward. You walk, you step, you jump to where the hands are at the front of the mat. Release the arms, be aware of blood pressure as we stand all the way up. And hands at our heart. And back to modified chair pose. So now we do the other leg. So standing on the left foot, the right foot goes back. Drop the heel. Keeping that front knee bent, which you can see properly lined up. Stand up, the hands are at your heart, so the hips and chest are forward, and extend the arm. So now the left leg is in front, that left arm stays, the right arm draws back to warrior two and comes around. So the legs are constant. What's happening is the body is moving above the pelvis. So the hips turn, the shoulders turn, not just the shoulders. Nice grounded warrior feet. Commit to the lunge so there's no movement through that front knee. End up with both arms in front. Release the arms to the side and flip your back heel up and sink down in your crescent pose. Be sure that back knee is squeezing straight. Body is feeling perpendicular. With breath in, the arms rise. With breath out, down to your plank. From knees or toes, continue on down as a unit. Don't let the hips go first. Relax the toes, breath in, go up. Breath out, go down. Toes under, hips up. Again, as you wish, press off the mat and into your down dog. Adjust those feet. Wrap the elbows inward, lift the tailbone skyward. Stand on your left foot, pick up the right foot behind you. Be careful of walls and chairs and items. Put the right foot down. Pick the left foot up, stretch it up behind you. Put the left foot down. Raise both heels, bend the knees, look forward. Walk, step, or jump to the front of the mat where the hands are. This time, lay your body on your thighs, put the hands around or across, and then fold over and fold together. More important to keep the body on the thighs than it is to straighten the legs. Bend the knees, release the arms. Watch your blood pressure as you rise. Nice breath. And hands into your heart. Okay, that's our little flow. Now we need our chair, and I'm gonna put it at the end of my mat. No, you're fine. And I'm gonna give you a little preview, so if you haven't gotten a chair, go get a chair. So we know I'll get you into the pyramid position. So we'll be at pyramid. When we go forward, we'll either use the back of the chair, the seat of the chair, or some of you may end up on the floor. It's about your hamstrings and if your hips stay square. After we do the pyramid, we'll shift into the front foot. The arm of the front foot stays, the back leg lifts, so we know this is like warrior three. Then I open my leg to the long end of the mat, begin to lift myself up, open my arm, and consider opening my body so that I come to Chandrasana. Bringing my high hand down, going back to the warrior three, putting the toe down, keeping the legs straight, dropping, I return to pyramid. I return the hands to my back, I come up, I do an optional back bend, and then we'll do the other side. Now it's clear to me I'm a little off camera, so I'm gonna make myself a little more visual to you at home by doing this. Now you can see. Any questions? Okay. So maybe just for reference sake, I'm just gonna say whichever foot you want forward. The feet are hip distance, so I'm not on a tightrope. So I have one foot forward, and the space between the front foot and the back foot is about 1.5 to 2 of your own feet. So there's my toe at the heel. Then I put my back foot toe where my heel was, drop it down. That may be enough, but you may want just a little skosh more. All feet go forward. I know this is more comfy. This is more proper. And the hands are here. So your hips are like headlights. When we're facing forward, my chest and hips are forward. When I bend over, because of restrictions in hamstrings, the body will say, let me help you. And instead of staying here, it will do this to help you go further forward, because you can go a lot further forward if you're not pulling on the hamstring. Be aware your body might try and help you out. So put the hands on the hips, and if you need the back of the chair, you can scoot a little closer. So we lead with the heart. Both legs are straight, putting more weight on my back leg as I go forward. And then go ahead and reach for the chair. For me, it's the seat of the chair. For you, it might be the back of the chair. And let's just pause there. So that the hip of the leg behind you stays pointed toward the floor. That should create a big pull in the front leg. If you're saying, I'm good, could we do more? I would say then come to your forearms into the seat of the chair. You're still hinging. If that's okay, or you're using blocks, you put your hands on the blocks or even the floor. And just like we did in that forward fold, you're aiming for the thigh to the thigh and the chest or the body, not the head to the knee. If your hands did come down below the chair, let's all return back to the seat of the chair or the back of the chair, being aware the back of the chair can cause it to tip. Stick out your chest, stick back the tailbone, draw the shoulders down. Raise the back heel and you'll find yourself shifting forward onto your front leg. When ready, when you feel ready, lift that back leg while pointing the toe to the floor. We know this is our warrior three. This really helps you drop the right hip and breathe. Whichever leg is in front, that hand stays on the chair or the blocks or the floor. As you open the body to the leg side, the toes point away. Begin to consider lifting out of the arm of the leg behind you so that you're just on the front leg and the front arm. As you continue to raise the arm, you can look down, you can look out, or you can look up. If you step out, that's okay, just be careful. Breathe. Bring your high hand down to the seat of the chair. Now you feel more grounded. Turn your hip down so you're back to warrior three. Don't step back onto the foot, just touch the toe back. Both legs are straight. As you lower the foot down to the mat, that was just like that walking we did, toe ball heel. Bandhas, bandhas, bandhas. Put the hands on the small of your back. Lift your chest until you're at that beginning. So the hands on the back touching, or maybe you want to grab those elbows depending on your shoulders. You can stay here, you can lift your chest, or you can let your eyes walk up the wall or window or whatever's in front of you until you come to that slight back bend or big back bend. The further you go back, the more weight you'll find on the back leg, so keep some weight on the front leg. Returning back center, arms release. So we're going to stay on the same leg and do it one more time. So hands on your hips, lean the chest forward. Be aware that that hip of the leg behind you is not pulling back. And then either reach to the back of the chair, the seat of the chair, or work your way down to the floor. This is a pyramid pose. Using your options, accommodating for the hamstring of the front leg. If you're not feeling the back of the front leg, reassess your form. So from wherever you were, see if you can get your hands to the seat of the chair. Shift your weight forward so just the toe of the back foot is. Lifting now. Whichever arm of the leg that's in front, it stays as you begin to open your body away toward the long end. pulling up, reaching the arm up, and then focusing either down, out, or up toward the high hand. And breathe. Have that ta-da moment. High hand finds its way coming down. Turn the hip down, back to warrior three. Not to step into a lunge, just drop the toe, the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot, you're back to the pyramid. Bandhas, bandhas, bandhas. Remove the hands to the small of the back. Rise up if you want to slide in and grab those elbows. And then either stay or continue into extension. Extension, not always great for everybody, so you get to choose. Find your breath. Ground into the feet. Slowly return center. Let go of the arms from bind and stand in Tadasana. So fold your arms in front. That's a lot of opening. Fold your arms in front, bend the knees, and then just hang and sway. And then notice the release, the relief, the release, the relief. Mindfully come up. For me, I'm going to put my hands on the thighs to give support to my back as I engage through my bandhas and come back up. We do the other side. So if you need to switch or amend or shift, so it's going to be a big pull in the other leg that goes forward. And again, there's 1 foot, 2 feet, a little bit more. All feet going forward. Yes. Check, check, check. So this can be unbalancing in itself. So you're going to feel the front of the back leg pull. Put the hands on your hip bones so you can identify in your effort to go further forward, and we all do this. We go further forward and then we compensate. So be true to yourself. Use the back of the chair, the seat of the chair. Go progressively forward, Uttanasana. Support the back wherever you need it. And say good morning to those hamstrings. The tailbone is up, the belly is in. We know this to be our hinge pose. If you can, move from the back of the chair to your hands or from the hands onto your forearms. And if you were at the forearms, maybe you have blocks, you go to the blocks. If you felt you wanted to hold the shin or even go to the floor, make sure that back hip has not wandered off. So we're not in pain, but it could be a little uncomfortable as you hold that opening of the back leg. Walking your hands so that we all find either the seat or the back of the chair. Lift up the chest, find that pyramid pose. Hips and chest are forward. Lift the back heel, raise the back leg, toes point to the floor, good action in through the ankle, toes down, heel up. Whichever leg is in front, that's the arm that's going to stay. Pulling yourself up out of the standing leg, the back leg begins to turn away. As you turn, your hand is free to match the bottom arm as it goes toward the sky. You can either look down, look out, or look up, and you breathe. And if you step out, it's okay. High hand comes back to the chair. Straighten out your hips as the back toe points down. Not to step back on the foot, just dip the toe, the ball of the foot, the heel goes down. You feel yourself returning to that pyramid pose. Engage the bandhas as you remove the hands to the small of the back and raise up safely. Keeping the hands together or grabbing at the elbows. Stay here and just lift the heart or continue into a semi back bend. Take the cue from how your back is feeling, or if you know otherwise extension is not something you want to do, you can still open your chest. And as those eyes move their way back, and the hands come to your hips as we do our second round. Improved. I'm thinking it's going to be improved. So legs are straight, lead with the heart, hinging forward. If that back hip begins to move, take the high side of the chair, the seat of the chair, and progress to wherever you can go for your pyramid pose. So there is no shame in going where you can go. Delve into your breath. Wherever you are, let's all move the hands up to the seat of the chairs. That's going to be probably the most useful, though you could use the floor or a block. Come back to that pyramid pose on the higher side. Lift the back heel. As you raise the back leg, that is your warrior three, kind of a T shape. As you know, your body is going to open to the back leg side, leaving the hand of the front leg down. And when ready, opening into your tada moment. Taking your focus where it's going to help you. Letting your high hand find its way back to the chair. Your body goes, thank goodness. You square the hips. You touch the toe only, then the ball of the foot, then the heel of the foot, mindfully parallel. Bandhas, 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 just like when we're forward fold, remove the hands. Rise up, grab toward the elbows, perhaps, perhaps not. And then either wait here with an open heart, or into a slight extension. Be a little curious. As you bring your focus forward and release the arms and stand in Tadasana. And once again, fold the arms, bend the knees, maybe turn your body, drape yourself forward, and then gently sway. So that back work that we did, that was a lot of core back work especially. This feels kind of nice to just kind of sway. When you're ready, you're going to use your hands perhaps to support yourself as you come up. Before we go to the mat, an option for those who would like to use the chair for the pigeon pose. Have you done it with the chair? So you can do traditional pigeon pose on the floor, on the mat, or the figure four, which we do all the time. Easily done, lay on your back, ankle to thigh. If you want to do the chair, it's kind of fun, and I have these nice little pads here. And so as I come forward, I have my foot on one side and my knee on the other. I will show you. So I put my foot across, there's my knee on one side, here's my foot on the other side. Then my other foot wiggles back as I come into my pigeon pose, and I can hold the back of the chair to support me up. There you go, and then just get onto the leg and wiggle your foot back. And then the idea about using the chair is that your hip on that leg that's in front can hang off the chair seat, and then if you wanted to consider going forward, and you should now feel the hip. Is that true for you? So if you're looking at me and saying, yeah, I don't know if I do that on the chair, you can do this on the floor. You can also do the figure four. So on the mat, you want to make sure that you're up first before you go down or forward. So you take this hip opening and the terms that you can do. I'm going to get back to the chair because I want to show you how to get off the chair. We don't want to feel the knees. So if you feel the knees, back out of it. This should be hips and glutes. If you're doing the pigeon pose on the floor, as you walk yourself up, put your hands in front of you, put weight on the back foot, you'll lift up the hips. For those of us on the chair, you want to try and get your hands around the edge of the chair. You too lift up the hips and you can drag that leg off. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then we're going to do the chair setup. If you're on the floor, you do the same thing, or on your back. So as you find it, just remember this is a chair. You can tip it over. So you place your foot. This is where having a pad is really nice. So you get yourself wiggled back. And you do always want to start upright first so that you know you have the position and that your tush is hanging below the seat. And then if you wanted more, you'd say, ooh, maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know. If you're on the mat, remember your foot is on one side as the knee is on the other. You start from the high position and lower yourself as you want. And then for those who say, I'm always good with this, this is always good, just remember your knee needs to move away, because I know there are ways to fudge on it. So you want to do more than just look like the picture. You want to have the experience. For those of you doing the figure 4 on the back, just stay there and bring yourself to a seated position. For those in the pigeon pose, if you're at the chair, you want to get the edges of the chair with your hand so you can leverage into your arms and slide the top leg off safely. Same thing if you're here, you come up into plank and pull the leg back. Okay, we're going to go back to the hamstrings again. Access the floor without using your hands. Do the best you can. So my feet, or actually my calves, are going to be up here, and I will show you. So this is like a moving bridge pose. So it's not me pushing on the chair, it's me here, because I want to activate my hamstrings. If I did this, not so much. If I put this here, more for my hamstrings. So that's where my focus is today. You can use your hands to help. I usually don't. You can lift your head up, or if you need a pillow, I have pillows on the couch, or you may have pillows. So we're going to use the breath to elevate our hips. And we're going to breathe out, going up, and breathe in, coming down. So this is not fast, so it'd be breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in. So you want to feel your hamstrings. If you don't feel the hamstrings, get a little bit closer, so you really are pushing on the calves rather than the feet, so you can scoot your tush up. So go ahead on your own terms, use that exhale. Are you in the hamstrings? Yes. Okay. So yes, we do know we are working our backs, but also working the backs of the legs. Breath out when you go up. As you repeat this movement, you may have more identification of the hamstrings, and it may even lead to a sense of cramping. So at that point, if you need to stop and do whatever you need to do to stretch it out. We'll do a few more before we come to all stretching it out. Let's say one more time up and one more time down. Okay, one leg, doesn't matter which one, is going to come in. You can grab at the calf, the ankle, or do the 2-finger lock between the big toe and second toe and see if you can straighten the leg. It's more important that it's straight. If you have a strap or a towel, you can use that. Because your other leg is elevated, this might be more accessible than normal. So you're going to open that leg to the side. Hopefully there's no wall. And it's going to go out to the side. Try not to let the opposite hip roll up. Squeeze the knee straight, and you feel the adductors, your inner thigh muscles that I'm always so fond of doing. And you can hold inside your leg to grab that calf or even down to your hamstring. To release, bend the knee. Set the foot back up on the chair and either grab at the hamstring or the calf. Use 2 hands if you want, 2-finger lock if you want, whatever you can do. The important thing is to have your knee straight. So again, the leg being up on the chair is helpful to help more people get into this position. Try not to dump into your back. And at this point, we're going to open the leg to the side. So that opposite hip is going to be pulling up. It's up to you to find that space from your knee to pelvis. Go ahead and bend the knee, roll to one side or the other so that you can come up to a seated position. And we're not going to use the chair. Well, we could. I'll show you a way to do the chair. But I'm going to be in a plank, but if you wanted to use a chair, I'll give you that option in a second. We know this one from the plank. It is this one where you bring your knee forward to your knee, to your elbow, and do the same thing other side. But let's just say your hands or your wrists were just not cooperating today. This is where the chair can be helpful. So you can be on forearms, therefore there's nothing on your wrist. And you get into the plank. And you draw the knee forward, and it goes to the edge of the chair. So again, we're not working with speed in a yoga practice. We move mindfully with awareness and with attention. So you can do this from traditional plank, or you can do the elevated version. Watch out for droopy heads, so keep your focus outward. And when you feel you're ready, you move one knee toward one elbow. And if you wanted to do the higher side, chin up. It doesn't matter how many you do. When you've reached the point where you say, you go to child's pose. So if you're ready for child's pose, go to child's pose. If you have a few more times where you can move your knee towards your elbow, please suit yourself, and then we'll meet in child's pose shortly. So hopefully we've all had a taste of the edge, that edge where we felt like, if I go any further, I'm falling off. You want to go up, see the view, but not fall off. So there's that. So that was very core-centric. We don't always have to do crunches. We've done a lot with our core today. It's been more back-centric. So we're going to do just one more thing, and that would be a low plank on our forearms and into possible dolphin. Dolphin can be an issue for shoulders. So if you have a shoulder issue, I'm going to say just do the low plank. If you don't have a shoulder issue, you're going to walk your feet forward, creating that dolphin look of your hips up. So when I come to my low plank, here's my option to walk my toes in and do my dolphin. So the thing with the forearms, I'm kind of a stickler that they should remain parallel, but I know for safety of shoulders, if as your feet come in and your hips go up, the hands migrate together because it feels better. Let that happen. Just understand that the stronger your shoulders can hold you, the more parallel the arms will be. But as the hips go up, if those shoulders need to gravitate the hands together, let that happen. So present yourself in that forearm plank, chin up, stay here, or walk your feet forward and go there. This is our inversion. It is a shoulder strengthener. 2 breaths. If you did come to dolphin, walk your feet back, return to your plank, and then down to your knees, and then down to your hips, and then make a little pillow out of your hands and turn one cheek. When laying on the belly, it's not uncommon to take note of your heartbeat. Lift the head, turn the head the other way. And as we've done that before, I've told you it's not uncommon to find that you have this pattern that allows your neck to go one way but not the other. So if you can do it both ways, that's great. If not, then you kind of know that's a side that I should work a little more attentively with. And we're going to come a little bit to the next, and eventually we'll slip into Shavasana. So before you get to your back, if you feel that you want to put your socks on, or you want to have your blanket nearby, we're going to do some neck work. So when you do get to your back, you can have your knees bent if that's better, and that's how you like to do Shavasana, or you can have your legs straight. If you have a ponytail, I've never known Sally to have a ponytail. Did you have one as a young girl? No? Always had short hair. So when you get onto your back, you can use a pillow, but this is going to be really about working on the mobility through our neck, and then our body will be rested. So you're getting toward Shavasana, but you're not there. We want to take note of the weight of our head. They say it's like the weight of a bowling ball. And if you keep using those neurons and dendrites, you're keeping your brain active, and that makes it weigh a little bit more. So you have the back of your head resting on the earth or the pillow, softening through the jaw. Very slowly allow your head to roll from one side. We just did this on our belly a moment ago. So you want to feel the ear being drawn down toward the floor, and then feel the weight of your head on the mat as it releases, rolling back center, taking your time, and letting the head roll the other direction, moving the ear toward the floor. And continue this very slow motion of the head rolling from side to side. Very heavy. And there may be a moment at the end of the turn that you have to effort to get that extra little stretch out of your shoulder. Oftentimes it's hard to just give up the weight of your head, as those neck muscles want to do the efforting for you. Eventually you're going to finish in the center where you're not going left and you're not going right. And this is where you do nothing. A few moments of nothing to complete our practice. Wait for the singing bowl. Let this time be yours. And there with the singing bowl is our request to return by deepening the breath, maybe wiggling the extremities, maybe rolling on your side. Today, a few words from Anton Chekhov. We shall find peace, we shall hear angels, we shall see the sky sparkling with diamonds. Whatever our faith, a belief in miracles helps us enjoy everyday life. Miracles can be as ordinary and wonderful as a drop of rain, the birth of a child, or a moment of quiet. So our thought today, I live among miracles. So with that said, come on up to your seated position. And we always encourage sitting mindfully with the attention to our bandhas, the fight against gravity, and the compassion in our heart. And so as you tune into the breath, Let the arms open to the side. Fill yourself up with goodness as the arms come together. Hands drawing to the heart. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. And go enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining today. Namaste.